Welcome back to Power Breakfast on CNBC TV18. Now getting you the latest on Trump-related developments. We have Dia joining in with us in a special segment, Trump Watch.
We begin with developments in international trade. President Donald Trump signed an order for 25% tariff on auto imports, expanding a trade war designed to bring more manufacturing jobs to the U.S. The president said the tariffs would go into effect on April 2nd and that the U.S. would start to collect them a day later. Let's listen to what he said.
We're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at, and we go to 25%.
In response, Canada has pledged a $2 billion Canadian strategic response fund to bolster its auto manufacturing sector. This initiative aims to strengthen the supply chain, which faces significant threats from potential U.S. tariffs. Carney articulated a vision for an all-in-Canada network for auto parts, emphasizing domestic production to minimize cross-border dependencies. Trump also said he would consider lowering tariff rates imposed on China to secure support for sale of the U.S. operations of TikTok to an American company.
I'm worried about our country more than anything else with respect to TikTok. And China is going to have to play a role in that, possibly, in the form of an approval, maybe. And I think they'll do that. Maybe I'll give them a little reduction in tariffs or something to get it done, you know, because every point in tariff is worth more money than TikTok, if you think. Every point. Tariff is a much bigger world, and TikTok is big. But every point in tariffs is worth more than TikTok.
Copper prices surged to record high after the United States said it is also considering imposing tariffs on copper imports, potentially within weeks and not months, as was expected earlier. Shifting to geopolitical news, President Trump has reiterated his desire for the U.S. to annex Greenland ahead of Vice President Vance's scheduled visit. Speaking in an interview, Trump said, and I quote, "It is an island that from a defensive posture and even offensive posture is something we need, especially with the world the way it is, and we are going to have it." Finally, regarding national security and information leaks, The Atlantic released the transcript of a group chat between top U.S. officials on Signal that inadvertently included its top editor, revealing how Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth shared details of the timing and weapons system to be used in attacks against militants in Yemen. The transcript included a text message from Hegseth to the full group giving precise times for 2 waves of U.S. attacks against the Houthis, featuring details of what weapon system would be used. Trump has again dismissed the significance of a breach, saying that there weren't details in the text and there was nothing in there that was compromised. Following the security concerns, Elon Musk has offered his technical experts to investigate how a journalist was added to an official chat on these strikes, the White House said on Wednesday. That's all for now. Back to you, Vinny.
Thank you so much for that, Dia. But let's move on and following Donald